Hello again, everyone. In our next session, we'll hear all about Valkey, a new open source database. We hope you enjoyed that introductory session on choosing the best database for your use case. And to tell you more about Valkey, we'll have Michel Tabiral and Lucas Kanashiro from the Canonical team. And they'll be joined on stage by two members of the open source project, Valkey. I'll hand it over to Michel now. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today. Very excited to talk about Valkey. The topic will be Power Your Modern Web Applications with Open Source Valkey. And we have invited really amazing speakers for today from the Valkey project, technical steering committee member, our community representative, and also people from Canonical who has been working a lot to put Valkey in the Ubuntu ecosystem. So without further ado, this is the agenda. What is Valkey? The Valkey use cases such as modern web application, database caching, session management, and real-time analytics. And of course, discussing about open source community where we discuss about Valkey being in Ubuntu. So we're just really very excited about that and how to join the Valkey community. I've shared to you the agenda, and I've also wanted to share who am I and what am I, contributing to the Valkey project itself and my relation to the Ubuntu ecosystem. So I'm Michelle. I'm a product manager at Canonical, and I'm one of the people who's managing and making sure that Valkey will be in Ubuntu, and we've been doing a lot of open source projects for Valkey as well. And so that is the agenda. And I wanted to call our amazing guest for today. I'll call Katie Collins and Pingxi, who has been our amazing contributor on the Valkey project. Hi, Katie. Hi, Ping.
Hey there.
Hi.
So can you quickly introduce yourself, what you do, and what you've been doing for Valkey project?
Sure, I can start. My name's Katie. I'm here representing as a community representative of Valkey and excited to be here.
Hello, my name is Ping. I'm a founding member of the Valkey project. I'm also currently an active member of the technical steering committee for the Valkey project. I also work on Google's memory store team. Nice to be here today to share with you the latest news on Valkey.
Thank you, Ping. Later, we will also have Lucas joining us, who is our Ubuntu developer, Debian maintainer, to share about his community contributions. But for Valkey, I think a lot of people are still wondering what Valkey is, because I heard that it's a fairly new open source project. I'm just very curious about it. Maybe Katie, would you like to share how Valkey started and to, help our audience know more about the project?
Sure, fantastic. Thank you. So first off, when we just think about Valkey at a high level, this is an open source key value database. And I'd like to step back a little bit and even think about the history. So a few months ago, Redis changed their license. And with this removal, we had a group of former Redis contributors band together and create the Valkey project, which is a drop-in replacement open source alternative to Redis. This is backed by the Linux Foundation, and this has all been extremely fast. This was weeks after, and so we're really excited to be represented by a collaborative community. And we are excited to continue the evolution of Valkey as well.
Well, it's really amazing. I've also seen that Valkey has so many organizations that is, supporting it. Can you share us more about it? And as it was backed by Linux Foundation, I think that's the whole credibility and the vendor neutrality is really covered nicely.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for calling that out. I think the vendor neutrality is one of the most exciting things. This will always be open source. And exactly to your point, we've got over 40 corporate supporters of the project. I failed to mention previously, but this all happened at the end of March. So as we are now here, just a few months later, having over 40 corporate supporters is fantastic to show the collaboration within the community, the excitement And so we're really very excited about the Valkey project.
That's really nice to know. Katie, can you tell us more about the use cases and the thing that Valkey covers in terms of this caching, message queues, leaderboards?
Sure, yeah. So as you can see, it really supports a wide variety of workloads. So a few that we called out here: caching, message queues, leaderboards. I think I also do want to call out this can run either as a standalone server or in a cluster. And like I previously have mentioned, it really is a drop-in replacement. I think later on, we'll cover some in-depth conversations around different use cases for Valkey, which we're excited to share.
That's great. And I think this one is really a good example of why Valkey is, a choice for these types of use cases.
Exactly. And the first thing here to call out is the top bullet: open source. We are all here because we are great fans of open source and the collaborative aspect and being community driven. And this BSD3 clause is the exact reason that folks are so excited about Valkey. There's not a hidden cost. There's no vendor lock-ins. It's super easy. And we're very excited to be able to continue the open source aspect here. A few other things that I want to point out is also just the aspect from the single-threaded design. So we've got a simple, predictable code base. There's also some core data manipulation that stays single-threaded. We also have multi-threaded improvements and a few other things that are exciting to share that I'll let Ping share a little bit later on as we think about our upcoming release as well. And the last thing to call out here is what I kind of mentioned in the beginning when all of these folks banded together to actually create the Valkey project. It's backed by maintainers that have great experience with Redis. They've been maintainers. They've been working on this project for years. And so when Valkey was originated, the hard fork of Redis, we're able to continue that experience and leverage that experience as well. And that just really helps ensure a lot of things: the continuity, the stability, the long-term support. We've got that extensive knowledge, and then we're excited to be able to move that forward in the months and years to come.
That's really amazing, Katie. Now our audience does know what is Valkey, a bit of background on how Valkey started, and also the amazing features that you've highlighted here. But we also do acknowledge that maybe people are still struggling to understand how to use Valkey in, real-world scenarios, enterprise use cases. And that's why Ping is here to give a bit more overview about, a real-world scenario use case and how Valkey can help.
Great. Yeah. Thanks, Katie, for the great summary of the Valkey project and with the history taken care of. Let me show you how we can use Valkey to benefit a modern web application, especially in the case like e-commerce platform. As we all know that these days, e-commerce platforms need to offer fast, seamless user experience. That means that the data store behind the applications has to be really performant, really powerful, and to be able to handle the amount of traffic there. So first and foremost, obviously, speed is very crucial. For example, when users are browsing, adding items to their shopping carts, you are checking out, right? So they expect everything to happen super fast. So if there's any lag or delay there, it can lead to frustration, or even people just abandon their transactions. That will lead to loss of sales. Additionally, scalability is super important. We all know that during peak days, peak times like holiday seasons or even flash sales, the traffic can surge multifold. So your database need to be able to handle those spikes without any slowing down. Again, otherwise you will experience some frustrated customers. Finally, or not finally, okay, another point here is the reliability. E-commerce sites run 24/7. Downtime is not an option, but we all know that things can happen. So being able to have a really great high availability support or top-notch high availability support is important so that the outages can be handled gracefully, and you will not lose revenue, and then you will also protect your brand, so be able to deliver the best user experience during those critical times. Finally, real-time processing is key for things like, for instance, live inventory updates, personalized recommendation, or pricing adjustment. So you need a system that can handle all these scenarios in a very performant, reliable, and a scalable way. So it's a lot to juggle there, handling those high traffic, also at the same time growing your business, staying reliable, and being responsive in real time. So you have a lot more to handle in your ads. So here comes Valkey. Valkey is designed to address all these challenges. So it's fast because it's in memory. And so your users don't need to experience any delays. And even when traffic's heavy, during those peak time, even the traffic grows multi-fold, you can handle that. It's also scalable. Its architecture grows with your business so that you can handle those traffic whenever you need the capacity. So Valkey has built in this scalable solution there, so we can reshard the cluster, grow your capacity there. Valkey also offers high availability through replication and failover. And so even if some servers went down for whatever reasons, your application will keep running smoothly without getting any delay or even outage there. So on top of that, because Valkey is in memory, Valkey is extremely efficient with all the operations. Valkey can manage and handle large volumes of reads and writes efficiently. So this makes it really the ideal solution for any real-time large data analytics, and especially in industry like online gaming, social websites. So those are very important features there to have. So with these features, I think Valkey is a great fit for all demanding applications like e-commerce.
That's really amazing. And I think Valkey just don't solve modern web applications problems in general. You also wanted to highlight here being all other use cases such as database caching, session management, and real-time analytics. Can you share more about this?
Absolutely. Yeah. So as we can see that Valkey can do a lot of things. E-commerce is just one example. And obviously there are many other solutions or scenarios we can talk about. So I list a few top scenarios. Obviously this is not a complete list. And then we can see that Valkey is really a great solution for many user scenarios. For one instance, we all know that lots of apps need to access the same data repeatedly. E-commerce is one example. All other applications need to have that support as well. So Valkey works really well in this case as a caching layer that would reduce the load of our primary database and also at the same time speed up data retrieval. Valkey can deliver an amazing latency at a large volume of traffic there. So this is especially useful for application that will be heavy and then they need to read the data and use the data many times. Another useful scenario that Valkey is really grateful is the user session management. User session management are common in e-commerce platform apps that we just mentioned. It's also very common for other high traffic applications like social networking websites. Valkey stores user sessions in memory, which means that whenever you need to retrieve user data, it's very fast, it's very reliable, even if you have a lot of users to deal with. So these are perfect things for, like as I mentioned, online gaming, things like that. And if you're working with real-time data, Valkey's ability to handle large amount of live data in a very efficient way is going to benefit across pretty much all industries, like whether you are tracking user activities or updating dashboards or processing data, a large amount of data like IoT data in real time, you are going to get a significant performance boost at the same time getting the reliability there. This will be very useful for sectors like finance, IoT, or anywhere large amount of data need to be processed in a very fast way. You will see the tremendous value that Valkey can provide.
Yeah, thanks, Ping. And I think now our audience knows what Valkey is and what are the use cases, and hopefully they can relate to and try to solve their problems with Valkey. Now, the question is, how will people get started? And I think Katie a while ago mentioned that it's a fork of Redis. So then let's just talk about the compatibility and how easy it is to use Valkey.
Yeah. So I think Katie, got the great message out already. So let me dive a little bit deeper into the technical part of the compatibility. The TLDR here is that Valkey is 100% compatible with Redis OSS 7.2. You can totally use it as a drop-in replacement for your existing Redis OSS deployments. I think this is one of Valkey's greatest strengths because it's fully compatible. Now, for starters, your existing server configurations that you have applied to your Redis OSS setup will be able to work with Valkey 100%. So there's no change required. Obviously, that means there's no hassle, or maybe there's much fewer chance for any human mistakes during those migrations. Valkey also supports the exact same REST protocol, REST 2 and REST 3. So communications between your clients and servers stay the same. When it comes to clients, everything that you have been using today in your Redis OSS setup works exactly the same way Valkey. This means there's no change to your application. Your application will just function as is without a single line of change. And the other thing is that the Valkey uses the exact same persistent format as Redis OSS. Your RDB or AOF files are fully compatible. You can migrate your data using those file formats without worrying about either conversion or data loss. And then finally, obviously client libraries are a big part of any ecosystem. Your current Redis client libraries should work with Valkey right out of the box. There's no need to change any of that either, and your application can keep talking to Valkey without any changes. So all this means that the migration to Valkey is very easy and hassle-free. Right. So I think that now we talk about the compatibility part. We can also talk about the migration options there. So really, I think the summary here is that we have pretty much like 3 different options in terms of migrating your data or your application from existing Redis deployments to Valkey. One option here is a rolling upgrade. Rolling upgrade lets you replicate your Redis data to Valkey without downtime. You essentially set up a replication relationship with your existing Redis server. That makes the transition very smooth and uninterrupted. Another option here is the backup restore. Here you back up your data on Redis server and restore it to Valkey. This works really well for smaller data sets or if you can afford a small maintenance window. It does require you to take down the original server and to switch over. And finally, you have the third-party tools here. There are many tools available, both in open source world and the commercial world, that you can use for migrating your data between different Redis and Valkey setups, including servers. So those tools are really capable. They can handle clusters with different topologies, such as different shard counts, and they can do the light migration without any interruption either. So third-party tools allow for very flexible migration, even when the persistence-based migration might not work in the case that you really cannot afford any downtime. Each of these methods is a great option. It gives you a reliable path to migrate your data to Valkey, so you can choose whichever fits your need the best.
Yeah, so thank you for that. Thank you for sharing the information about migration and, the drop-in replacement story. And you mentioned a while ago that there is a 7.2.5 version, which is a drop-in replacement. But I think you have a even more good news for us, Ping, with the upcoming version of Valkey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this is the slide that captures the latest development in the Valkey community in terms of Valkey 8.0. We can take a closer look at those features. Let me walk through the slide one by one and explain those features. Every one of them is a great addition to Valkey project, and it raise the bar a lot higher. First and foremost is the performance. In our test, Valkey 8 showed 230% of boost in throughput. At the same time, we were able to reduce latency by 70%. So these improvements come from features like asynchronous I/O rather than smart core utilization. Obviously, your results might vary depending on your setup, but these enhancements make Valkey a very good solution for handling heavy workloads, even heavier workloads than previously. Reliability has also been improved. Valkey now supports automatic failover for empty shards. And we also replicate slot migration states during the resharding phase. And with the support for redo-X in standalone mode, your system can stay resilient, regardless whether you are running a standalone server or cluster. The improvement is there for both, so you have much better reliability. On the replication side, Valkey 8.0 introduced a new dual-channel full-sync replication. This full-sync replication reduces the memory and CPU load on the primary server during full-sync, which is super critical because the primary server is the one that handles the user traffic. So by lightening the full-sync load on the primary, the Valkey ensures your data stays on sync without slowing anything down. This is a very big improvement. We have also added new observability features. You can now monitor performance bottlenecks with per slot metrics, and you can also track per line command usage, so making it a lot easier for users to spot issues and optimize the system. In terms of efficiency, Valkey 8.0 reduces memory overhead by up to 20%. Improvements like per slot dictionary and key embedding are the keys to make Valkey 8.0 a lot more resource efficient. So we also have like other improvements such as top sub efficiency and some other smaller performance reliability improvements and the full support for IPv6. So there's a long laundry list that we have improved in Valkey 8.0. So all these enhancements will make Valkey a much stronger solution and upgrade for boosting performance, reliability, efficiency. That will make Valkey work even better with your very demanding workload, such as e-commerce scenarios we just talked about.
I think this is really amazing, Ping and Katie, what you bring in the table with Valkey 8 coming into picture. I did saw the release candidate, and it's really, really amazing. Imagine you were bringing in 230% improved throughput and reduced latency. I think if you're going to ask me, I think that's what message queue or caching, you need this. You have to be fast, you have to be efficient. Ping was mentioning about e-commerce, right? If you have this Black Friday and you're the owner of that e-commerce website, you want people to just transact as fast as possible. And you've given so much changes in or like improvements in Valkey in a span of, I don't know, how many months? Ping and Katie, did you work in this since the last 7.2.5? It's just, I don't know. It's 5?
Yes, it's really fast. Yes.
Really fast.
Yeah, it's a community effort. Many developers contributed to this project. I think that's really important to call out here.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Well, we're now discussing about community and the contributions and everything we do. As I mentioned, here at Canonical, we are the maintainer, publisher of Ubuntu, one of the Linux operating system. Also, I think loved and used by a lot of data enthusiasts out there. And I'm very excited to share together with Lucas, which I'll be calling now in the stage. Hi, Lucas.
Hello, Michelle. Hello, Katie. Hello, Ping.
Yeah, and Lucas here is the one working a lot to put Valkey on Ubuntu. And he has some good news for Linux users out there who wanted to use Valkey.
Yeah. Okay, so I'd like to start thanking Michelle for inviting me to be here to talk about those very two promising projects like Valkey and Ubuntu together. As you already noticed from what was already presented, like by Katie and Pink, thank you for the great presentation. Valkey is a very good solution for memory data storage, like for many different scenarios. Also, they are building this thriving community behind this project with very interesting players, which make us believe that this is becoming like the near future, the default solution for managing this type of data. So we believe all that. In Ubuntu, we do everything in our power to provide to our users the best they can find the open source world. And since Valkey is becoming an important player in like for memory data storage, we do have to find a way to provide it in a reliable, well-integrated way to our users. Valkey 7.2, which was mentioned by Ping, will be available in Ubuntu, which is a drop-in replacement of Redis open source version. And we also preparing some automation to also help users to migrate the data and configuration from Redis to Valkey, trying to cover some most basic scenarios and try to cover most of our users. And about my experience with the community, like on the way of getting the Ubuntu package ready, and also implementing this tooling to migrate data and configuration, I personally faced like many different issues, and it was really pleasant to me, like the way that I interacted with the Valkey community. Like first, the documentation is really good, but whenever, sometimes you have questions that's not answered by the documentation. And when that happens, the community was like very helpful. They are always there to give you a hand and help you with whatever you're facing. And surprisingly to me, like their replies are always quick, and they're always happy to support you. And that's really nice in an open source community in general. After those interactions, it became even clear to me that we're picking the right project for this kind of solution, because it's not because it's just a very good technical project, but also the community behind it. As we know, like in the open source world, it's very important, not just the technical part, but also the community, how we support all of that. And to be honest, it's amazing how things are working about this side, at least in my opinion. And with like Valkey now available in Ubuntu, the operating system's large user base can easily install the software directly from the universe section of the Ubuntu repository. We all know how important security and updates are for software in general. Software in the universe repository benefits from contributions by the larger Ubuntu communities, so including bug reports, patches, and other kind of improvements made by community members, thereby enhancing the software over time, also by contributing upstream to Valkey itself. So software in the universe repository sees these updates and improvements seamlessly via Ubuntu's package management system. By being part of this repository, Valkey benefits from improved distribution, security, trust, and support, like making life easier for both developers and users. I think this is really good for everyone. And this collaboration between the Valkey and Ubuntu project, it's awesome. It's working pretty well. And like, all I can say is kudos for everyone involved.
Well, thank you, Lucas, for all the contributions that you've done for Valkey being in Ubuntu now and very accessible to the developer community there. It's really, really amazing the hard work that you've done in the past month as you were sharing your experiences, and as you were also involving a lot of other communities behind, which we will announce at some point. We'll just hold our audience for now with other communities. But yeah, thank you, Lucas, for bridging the gap and taking it with this bigger community. I don't know if Katie or Ping has any questions about the implementation in Ubuntu.
Yeah, this is great news. Yeah, definitely would like to see more adoption of Valkey, and we're here to deliver the best feature. We also like the bigger community to adopt it, to make it more useful, and then improving that even further.
We would absolutely love to encourage you all to join this thriving open source community. We mentioned before, just 6 months after the fork, we are rapidly releasing new features, new functionalities through continuous collaboration, incredible innovation, and we encourage you all to join. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ping, Lucas, and Katie, and please contribute.
Thank you.